Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery when it's not? It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish a wealth effect. So I wouldn't be surprised at what's happening. I wouldn't blame it on China. We're always looking for excuses.
That's right. Don't blame it on China. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang, and that's Fisher. And Fisher was a member of the Federal Reserve Board, one of the 11 members. Now he's admitting that this entire stock market rally has been rigged to the upside. It's been front-loaded. How they front-loaded? Using the Federal Reserve to print money, to borrow money, so they could give people money at 0% interest. Who? Wall Street, not Main Street people. Now that we understand that this has been a bubble, I told you it's been a bubble, now's the time to get ready to catch the next crash. This will be the third crash. Get ready now. Join my gang, Phil's Gang, and learn how to short stocks. You can't do that with your 401k. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating the 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, every day we read in the paper or we hear on radio or TV how the market is rigged. So what? It's rigged to go up, not to go down. You know this market hasn't pulled back 10%, not 10% since 2011, and you're not in this market. You want the market to be rigged. All you got to know is when to get out before it blows up. That's why you become a gang member, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery when it's not? It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, it used to be, hey, what's that hot stock? There's no hot stocks anymore. You know what it's all about now? It's identifying when to get in the market, when to get out. And why? Because the market is rigged. It's rigged to go up. There's nothing better. It's rigged to go up. It's called quantitative easing. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Have fun with us in a rigged market.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction. Now,
Peddling fiction. Is that what he said? That we're not in a decline? What are you, nuts? Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Coast to coast, around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Now, let me give you an important number. I'm the only one that keeps telling you, and I've been telling you since May of last year, you've got to learn to put yourself in a position to short stocks. Especially you people that are in 401ks, because you can't with your 401k. You just stay there and you just let the market keep collapsing. My God, you're just going to keep losing money. You've got to learn to make money when the market goes down. I said back in May, when the S&P was at the SPY at 214, I said, we're going to short it because a market crash is coming. Then here we are. We have the crash. Let me give you the number. 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Join today. Let me help you. Let me reach out to you, and all I ask is you reach back to St. Jude. Just donate some money to St. Jude. Okay, let's get to it. Last night was the state of lies, the state of the economy, the state of the union, whatever you want to call it. It's unbelievable. I mean, I after a while, I had to leave. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't take it anymore. It's just, he keeps saying that if it's a fiction to say the economy is not in a recovery. Really? The fiction is the State of the Union address. It's not a recovery in progress. This economy is not a recovery in progress. Look, we're down another 300 points today. Why? Because there's no earnings. There's never been any earnings. Because this whole stock market has been front-loaded since 2009 with all this printed money, 0% interest money, to make this the biggest bubble we ever had that's not sustainable. And it stopped in May of this year, or last year. And that's when I told you it was over. You got to have earnings. You got to have profits. But that's not how stocks go up anymore. They're financially engineered. And you can make tremendous amount of money doing that. But you got to know when the game is over. You got to know when it's done, when the big boys are leaving. And there's the problem. I've been telling you since May to join my gang. I'll assist you in showing you how to make money as this market goes down, especially if you're really busy. If you're really busy, don't have time, I can help you. I can put you in the S&P 500. It's a basket of 500 best stocks. It's an index fund. There's hardly any cost to it at all. And every time on our chart, when it indicates, gives us a sell signal, we'll say to you, look here, there's a sell signal. Let's start selling it short like we did in May. Here, give you an example. Ford. It's one of our favorites. A few months ago, I said Ford is going to collapse. I said everybody buys a car. Anybody can buy a car. I said the whole economy is being propped up with automobiles, just like the subprime housing, all being propped up. All the autos, and then the other is student loans. Between autos and student loans, and later on they brought in the FHA. Now anybody can buy a house because you and I guarantee those mortgages now, guarantee the notes of the people. So the banks don't get caught anymore. We have to pay for them. So Ford, I said, it's going to be over. Because these people, as this economy gets worse, they're going to start losing their jobs. They won't be able to buy a car, and it's over. This game of the automobile is over. So I said, on my PT2, on my chart, my long-term chart, I said we had a sell signal. We spotted a sell signal on the PT2, and it was back on. In fact, December 2nd. December 2nd. Right now, it's down 20%. 20%. If you were using our other chart, the PT1, we gave a sell signal on that around, I think it was around November 10th. It was around about $14, somewhere around there. And today it's down, I don't know, $14.23 to where we are today, $12. So that's a nice little drop. So that's about a 15% on that chart. So again, the chart, the nicest chart, the one for people who are very, very busy, are the ones that give the chart that gives you that sell signal. And it's so easy. It's so easy. Anybody can do it. But let's go back to what's going on. Here's the problem with Wall Street. Just like last night with the state of economy. Everything's terrific last night, he's telling us. Really? You know, it's like when I'm watching this market go down in the last week here, a couple of weeks, I said, this reminds me of spring of 2008. After the subprime mortgage imploded. Remember that was underway? We had Countrywide was falling apart. They were in trouble. AIG was hitting the skids. Bear Stearns was gone. Housing sales were falling off a cliff from their peak. But the Wall Street consensus was, and their narrative was, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Every time you called your broker, what would he say to you? You're fine.
You're fine. You don't pay attention to your house every day. Don't pay attention to your portfolio every day.
Because the way it's set up, I keep telling you every day, is they make money on the size of the portfolio, not on the return. So, the S&P back then was $115 a share. And I kept telling everybody, it's bloated at $100. It's a bubble of $100. It's not worth $115. It's worth $15, the S&P. But in your 401k, you stayed and you held. They told you stay and hold. Don't get out. Just like they're doing now. All these CNBC jibber jabbers. And what happened? All you're doing is holding the market up for the professionals to get out. It's a scam. Just like what's going on, what happened in 2008 is happening now. Call your broker. See what he says to you today. Tell him you want to get out. See what he says. He will try to sell you a different product. Right now they're having meetings all over Wall Street. Tell their salespeople, if anybody calls in they want out, sell them something else. Don't let them have their money. Anyone claiming the American economy is in decline is peddling fiction?
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
That's insane. Mr. President, how can you say that when the shipping lanes between North America and Europe have never in its history have so few container ships hauling materials from North America to Europe? They've never seen so few container ships. You ever seen the movies, the guy, he loses his rudder or his sailboat breaks or something, and all he does is he just floats and finally some tanker will pick him up. Hey, don't go out there sailing now, man. There's nobody out there to pick you up. There's no container ships going back and forth in that lane, the shipping lane. You're dead. It's not going to be like the movies. You're going to starve to death. And Mr. President, under your leadership, the U.S. economy, and you didn't say this last night. You didn't say, oh boy, I was so angry. I kept saying to my wife, Marta, why doesn't he tell the truth? Under his leadership, he should be telling the truth. The U.S. economy has only generated just 21,000 jobs per month that were not government, health, education, social service jobs that are funded by taxpayers. That's all. Just 12,000, 21,000, that's it. We'll be right back. Join my gang right now.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish a wealth effect. I wouldn't be surprised at what's happening. I wouldn't blame it on China. We're always looking for excuses.
That's right. Don't blame it on China. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang, and that's Fisher. And Fisher was a member of the Federal Reserve Board, one of the 11 members. Now he's admitting that this entire stock market rally has been rigged to the upside. It's been front-loaded. How they front-loaded? Using the Federal Reserve to print money, to borrow money, so they could give people money at 0% interest. Who? Wall Street, not Main Street people. Now that we understand that this has been a bubble, I told you it's been a bubble, now's the time to get ready to catch the next crash. This will be the third crash. Get ready now, join my gang, Phil's Gang, and learn how to short stocks. You can't do that with your 401k. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from 1.5 trillion to 5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated, and it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgages to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the Hot Stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating a 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, every day we read in the paper or we hear on radio or TV how the market is rigged. So what? It's rigged to go up, not to go down. You know this market hasn't pulled back 10%, not 10% since 2011, and you're not in this market. You want the market to be rigged. All you got to know is when to get out before it blows up. That's why you become a gang member. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Let me give you the number so you can subscribe, 877-600-GANG, and give you an idea. Goldman Sachs, this is one of our 5 stocks that my gang, every day, we follow this stock. We buy it, and then we sell it short when the market breaks down. I'll give you an example. On our one chart, which we call our PT1 chart, that's a chart that we stay in anywhere from 1 day to maybe 5 days. We have a 14%. We have a 14% return from where we got in on that stock. Now on the PT2, this is for people who are very busy, don't have time to do anything, and therefore the chart's set up just to give you a sell signal. So easy to do. On that chart, the sell signal came in on November 13th. November 13th. So right now, that's about an 18% profit on the stock on Goldman Sachs collapsing. And I keep telling you that over and over every day. You get sick of hearing it. I get sick of saying it. That you've got to learn to protect your retirement, to have a good lifestyle, to be retired. You've got to learn how to pick up the money on the other side. It's too hard. Try to build a retirement account. It's bad enough you're taking 65% of your money in commissions, these gangsters in these 401ks. But then you make it doubly hard. They only buy stocks because they don't sell them, and they lie to you, say it's dangerous to sell short. They don't sell them because they tell you they make money on the size of the fund, not on the returns. Now, back in 2008, we're just talking about a little while ago, they never will tell you. You think they're going to tell you, like in 2008, you think they were going to tell you that the S&P was a bubble that was worth $15 per share? It wasn't worth $150. You think they're going to tell you that? They would not be able to sell stocks. They wouldn't be able to sell anything. You think they would tell you back in 2008 in advance that the subprime mortgages were going to implode? That AIG was going to go down? That Bear Stearns was going to go belly up? They never told you that. Matter of fact, it was Kramer who said, I'll buy more Stearns. I'll put my money in Bear Stearns. I'll even buy more of the stock. Remember? See, that's the business they're in. Just like last night, Obama was in the business to create an illusion. He came out and said, if you really think this economy is in decline, it's fiction. Fiction. What are you, nuts? Here's Kramer. Remember this? In 2008, Bear Stearns.
Bear Stearns is fine. Do not take your money out. This is real. If there's one takeaway other than a plus 400 somebody, Bear Stearns is not in trouble.
Not in trouble, went broke. But see, that's what they do. And last night, Obama was trying to convince you he was peddling fiction. He was peddling fiction. The biggest fiction is, think about this, the job numbers every month. Here's the fiction. Please listen to this. The U.S. economy, we really only generate 21,000 jobs a month that are not tied to government. See, all of our jobs are government related. Health, education, social services. And that's fueled by you and I, the taxpayer. We pay that. Only 21,000 jobs. Come on. That's not fiction. That's not fiction. Let me give you some more nonfiction, Mr. President. The December jobs report was evidence of an economy in decline. 141,000, 291,000 jobs were part-time, and they were service jobs going to seniors. And worse, only 16,000, get this, of the 291,000 jobs went to the important age group of 35 to 45. That's when you really got to start. That's when you need a good job. That's when you got to start putting money away. That's when you got to start saving for your retirement, 35 to 45. Only 16,000 of that 291,000 jobs went to that age group. He didn't say, Mr. President, you didn't say that last night. The balance went to kids, 20 years of age and under. That means the majority of the jobs were part-time, non-breadwinner jobs, which is synonymous with an economy that sucks. That's not fiction, Mr. President. Also, let's talk about construction jobs. Construction jobs. Now, construction jobs have always identified a robust economy, like from 2000 to 2006. We know that. Now, the average pay for construction jobs, $60,000. But our economy, we're not generating any new construction jobs. We're not generating construction jobs any longer. They're gone. Now, to make matters worse, Mr. President, why didn't you say this? The breadwinner jobs. You know, Mr. President, the energy, mining, manufacturing, white-collar professions, business management, information technology, trade, distribution jobs that used to account for 50% of all jobs, paid $50,000 per year on average, and accounted for more than 66% of total wages and salary distributions. But Mr. President, under you, let me give you some real nonfiction. Under you, Mr. President, under your monetary policies, if we count the total number of breadwinner jobs, at the close of December 2015, we have 1.1 million fewer breadwinner jobs than we had in December of 2001. 1.1 million less. In 2015, December, go back and check 2001. That's nonfiction. Or is it fiction? That construction and the breadwinner jobs are nearly becoming extinct and replaced by bartenders and waiters. And since the average pay for bartenders in the waiter category is less than $20,000 on an annual basis, only to an average of 26 hours per week and $13 an hour pay rate, you need 2.5 of these service jobs to get the equivalent of one breadwinner job, Mr. President. That's not fiction, Mr. President. And in spite of the wonderful December job numbers, 2091, wait till I give you those numbers. Join my gang right now. Phil's gang. The market's down 280 points. 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Do you think gold is money?
No.
Gold's not money? You got to be kidding. That's Ron Paul asking Ben Bernanke. And of course, Ben Bernanke lied. Of course, gold is money. But here's what he doesn't want you to know. They've been suppressing gold, trying to push gold down, because it competes with the dollar. The Federal Reserve doesn't sell gold. They sell dollars. Gold competes. Gold will dictate in a free market where interest rates should be. That's the last thing they want, because they manipulate interest rates. Now, has your broker told you that? Has your planner told you that? No. Well, I told my gang that. I explained it to them, and we positioned ourselves to be in a perfect position for gold and copper as it dropped. That's why you want to join my gang, Phil's Gang. We're right on top of this. philsgang.com. Join today. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery when it's not? It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, many people left the stock market after the crash, and here's why.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
And that's still going on. That's your planner. They don't represent you. They represent themselves, your money manager. But you have to make a change. You can't change them. You make the change. Join my gang, philsgang.com, so that we can take care of you. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish a wealth effect. I wouldn't be surprised at what's happening. I wouldn't blame it on China. We're always looking for excuses.
That's right. Don't blame it on China. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang, and that's Fisher. And Fisher was a member of the Federal Reserve Board, one of the 11 members. Now he's admitting that this entire stock market rally has been rigged to the upside. It's been front-loaded. How they front-loaded? Using the Federal Reserve to print money, to borrow money, so they could give people money at 0% interest. Who? Wall Street, not Main Street people. Now that we understand that this has been a bubble, I told you it's been a bubble, now's the time to get ready to catch the next crash. This will be the third crash. Get ready now. Join my gang, Phil's Gang, and learn how to short stocks. You can't do that with your 401k. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters. And if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Listen to Phil Grande and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
That's how we forged a trans-Pacific partnership to open markets and protect workers and the environment and advance American leadership in Asia. It cuts 18,000 taxes on products made in America.
Yeah, well, let's talk about how many jobs.
More good jobs here in America.
Let's talk about jobs in America. No, wait. Listen to me. Listen. They said the same thing about NAFTA. The same thing. We went from having 15,478,000 textile manufacturing establishments that pay in today's wages $58 an hour. We employed almost 426,000. We dropped down to 7,000 instead of 15,000 manufacturing. Once we got the NAFTA done, we went from 15,000 to 7,000 manufacturing establishments. We dropped from employing 426,000 people to 157,000. Because remember, whether it's NAFTA or TPP, these trade agreements, they drive down wages, they erode the tax base, and they heighten inequality. 5 million jobs we lost with NAFTA, and he's trying to sell us that. That's fiction. See, that's fiction last night. But what I'm really concerned about now is for most of the people right now, especially those who are in 401k, you have no idea what's going on out there in this market. And all you're hearing when you call your broker today, like you've heard in the last two crashes, oh, you'll be fine. Look, you're not going to be fine. You're not going to be fine. You'll be fine with me. This fiction that we hit last night was incredible. Look, you're going to be okay if you learn how to take advantage, okay, of these markets when they go down. I'll reach out, show you how to do it. It's simple. You subscribe to my site. It's only $49.95. You get the chart. And if you're a busy person, don't have time, then you do the PT1, PT2 chart. It identifies clearly when the institutions are getting out, and you get the sell signal. Like I told you, Goldman Sachs. What's more perfect than that? We got the signal on Goldman Sachs, and now the returns on that as of today are about what I say. I think it's about 18%. 18% on PT1. If you're a PT1 user, then it's 14%. I can do that for you. I can help you. We're down 355 points right now. I want to talk a little bit more about this fiction. So if you think about it, we have swapped. We don't have these breadwinner jobs anymore. Remember, we had construction and we had breadwinner jobs. We have 1.1 million fewer breadwinner jobs now than we had in 2001. It's not fiction that the construction and breadwinner job are extinct. They're being replaced by bartenders and waiters. And since the average pay for bartenders and waiters category is less than $20,000 on an annualized basis, 26 hours a week is what you get at $13 an hour. Isn't that nuts? You need 2.5. This country needs 2.5 of those service jobs to get the equivalent of what we get out of a breadwinner job that makes $58 an hour instead of 13. That's not fiction. In spite of this wonderful December job number, 291,000, U.S. economy is still 11% fewer jobs in goods production, mining, energy, manufacturing, construction than it did at December 2007. And 21% fewer jobs in good production in 2001. If we go back to 2001 and compare today to then, we're 21% fewer good production jobs in those categories. NAFTA lost 5 million. Now last night he's trying to sell us the TPP as a good thing. Oh yeah, for his buddies on Wall Street. See, under President Bush and Obama, that fake wealth effects, the fake wealth effects they created, one used housing, Obama used debt and quantitative easing, this fake wealth effect. It was unbelievable. And what they accomplished was an incredible swap of full-time breadwinner and construction jobs that paid $58,000 a year for part-time economy jobs of bartenders, waiters, bellhops, maids, parking attendants, for God's sakes, hot dog vendors, they're all over the place, and all other service jobs that paid $19,000 a year. That's not fiction, Mr. President. 70% of all jobs created by Obama are now part-time economy jobs. Let me give you some more nonfiction, Mr. President. The fastest growing sector of jobs that NBC never talks about, or Obama, especially last night, he wouldn't talk about this State of the Union, is the health, education, and social service jobs. What do you think those are? You and I finance those. Those are government jobs. You and I finance them. They're the fastest growing jobs, and we finance them. These jobs depend upon more than $2 trillion per year of Medicare, Medicaid, and other government health spending. Are you kidding? That's the fastest growing? Are you nuts, Mr. President? It's been 7 years since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With the false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs, and everyone will have an opportunity in this new, thriving economy he was going to create. What it spurred was the front-loading of the biggest fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200% in our history, which only a small segment of the population, Wall Street, in the 1 percentile, or 8 million households, benefited. Their wealth from stock portfolios increased by 63.2%, while the middle class, 111 million households, shrank by 23%. Because, see, their wealth was tied to fixed income, which in a low-interest environment is disastrous. And talking about environment, again last night, here he goes, again.
If anybody still wants to dispute the science around climate change, have at it. You will be pretty lonely.
Pretty lonely, huh? What a scam that is. But before we talk about that scam, we're down 319 points. Let's take a look. Let's go take a look at some of our stocks. Let's take a look at Intel. Now, Intel is a beautiful... Right now, we've been short Intel. We got a sell signal Intel around $35. The low is $31. That's 11%. Cut in half if you don't believe me. This is so easy. But you want to know what the easiest thing is? We try to get into your head to stay with the same 5 stocks all year long. You know why we can't get that across? Because it's been ingrained in everybody's head. You got to get that hot stock. These guys come on CNBC every day and give you these hot stocks. They come on Bulls and Bears and give you the hot stock. It used to be the hot stock before they deregulated the market in the 70s. There was no charting. You didn't need no charting. You bought a stock based on fundamentals. You bought a stock based on management. You would judge management. If the stock went down, we were happy because all we had to do is replace management. Then what we did is we took a look at how he's doing with return on our assets and the return he's getting on equity. And if it sucked, we fired him. We replaced him. And then we keep watching that. Every year we held it for 10, 12, 15 years. We made a lot of money. Those days are gone. They're gone. The 401k is like dealing with a hula hoop. So here, it's very simple. So we take 5 of the best stocks, Caterpillar, Intel, and Goldman Sachs. When they go down, we sell them. When they go up, we buy them. And then we do bonus stocks, Starbucks. The other day we did Starbucks, a little bonus stock. Look, we have fun. We help St. Jude. And we help you. Join my gang right now. 877-600-GANG. And Denise is right there. Take your call. So is Steven. Subscribe to my site. You'll love it.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Do you think gold is money?
No.
Gold's not money? You got to be kidding. That's Ron Paul asking Ben Bernanke. Of course, Ben Bernanke lied. Of course, gold is money. But here's what he doesn't want you to know. They've been suppressing gold, trying to push gold down, because it competes with the dollar. The Federal Reserve doesn't sell gold. They sell dollars. Gold competes. Gold will dictate in a free market where interest rates should be. That's the last thing they want, because they manipulate interest rates. Now, has your broker told you that? Has your planner told you that? No. Well, I told my gang that. I explained it to them, and we positioned ourselves to be in a perfect position for gold and copper as it dropped. That's why you want to join my gang, Phil's gang. We're right on top of this. philsgang.com. Join today. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the hot stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. We're hitting a new year, and you should, at the same time, come in with a new attitude, a new philosophy that you're going to make money when the stock market goes down. That's right. This is the third bubble, and you don't think it's going to crash? The first bubble did. The dot-com, the second bubble, the housing and financial con. Why do you think the third bubble, which is twice as big as the two previous bubbles, is any different? It's not different. Matter of fact, it's worse. It's going to go down faster. The stock market is going to go down 50%. You're going to lose 50% of the money you have in the stock market. You're going to lose 45% of the equity you have in your home. You're going to lose 30% of the money you have in your savings. Yes, you are. Trust me. Join my gang, Phil's gang, so that we can show you how to benefit, how to profit. But you can't just sit there and own a stock. You got to learn how to short the market. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
Big houses coming out with calls like they had today. Or at least one of them said, sell everything.
Except government bonds. We will say that. That's the next one.
It's amazing. On CNBC, they came out and said, well, gee, all the major houses came out and said, sell everything. Wait a minute. When did I start saying sell short? In May. In May. And we went short, right? Thank you. We caught that whole drop in August. That 1,900, we caught that going down. You lost money in a 401k. You lost money. And then you didn't even break even on the way back up. Now you're losing again. Why do you go through that? Because you've been ingrained in your head that you only can make money when stocks are going up. It's not true. We're down now 376 points. We're happy. I want to pass this along to you. I want to reach out to you and help you. And if you're very, very busy, you join the gangs. Just subscribe. It's only $49.95. And then just observe for a week, and then you can get the chart. If you say, well, this thing really works. It does work. It does work. I bet you've been hearing from me 15 years I've been on the radio. It's not going to do you any good just listen and shake your head. You got to do something. Your retirement is coming. And Wall Street's never going to tell you when a crash is coming. It doesn't serve their interest because they make money on the size of the fund. I don't know how I get that across. Why would they tell you a recession is coming? Are you kidding? Then they keep telling you. Then as the market starts to break, they know it's going to collapse. That's when they come in and really paint the tape. And they pump it in stories and get everybody to hold this market up so they get out slowly. That's pathetic, isn't it? Isn't that pathetic? So here we are. We're going into earnings season now. The estimated earnings for the S&P for the fourth quarter 2015, I told you we're going to come in somewhere between -4 and -5%. You've got to have earnings. But see, before we didn't need earnings. Remember, from 2009 up to May of 2014 or 15, you didn't need for a company to make money. They can't make money because we don't have enough people working. If they're working, they're waitresses, they're bartenders. They've gone from $58,000 a year to $18,000 a year, $19,000. They didn't have enough money. So they don't go, and our whole economy is based on consumption. 70% of our economy is based on consumption. If we don't go out and buy, what happens? Their share price is supposed to go down because their earnings go down. But no, they fixed that. Obama made sure he fixed that. When the earnings start dropping, stocks aren't going to go down. We're going to pop in that money. We're going to prop them into that money. We're going to push money into those stocks to push them up. People aren't going to know any difference. It's the exact same thing happened in the last crash when the S&P, they said, was worth $115 a share. Well, guess what? When the crash came, they found out it was worth $15 a share. It's cruel. It's really cruel. Now, let's talk about this environment. He was talking again about this climate change. Drove me nuts. I told you before, Christina Fiore. She's the executive secretary of UN's Framework Convention on Climate Change. She warned that the goal of Obama and his environmental activists is not to save the world from ecological calamity, as Obama suggests, but to destroy capitalism using energy and healthcare. This is her. She's the head of the UN of climate change. It's not some reporter. She's the executive secretary of the UN. She said Obama and his socialists is using climate change and hopes to get a new international treaty adopted that would change the economic development model of capitalism to socialism through redistribution of wealth. She gave an example. He wants to redistribute $100 billion away from wealthy nations to give to poor nations, to pay for that poor nation's conversion from coal to electricity or wind or some stupid thing. But it's redistribution. She went on to say that Obama is trying to expand his socialist agenda to kill capitalism in the United States through Obamacare, which is a true example, she said, of redistribution of wealth and socialism, and warned there is clear evidence, she said, in the last 50 years, the only economic model that has worked is capitalism, and he's trying to destroy it. Now, everything he did with this economy when he became president, first, Bush, he adopted a lot of the crap Bush did. And he went in and he created his own fake wealth effect through quantitative easing, through debt. He did the same thing as Bush instead of fixing it. Talked about that the other day. He did the same thing. And because all these guys care about is the party. And as long as they can get the stock market up and fool everybody, say, look at the stock market, look how good I'm doing in the economy. I'll get reelected. That's all they care about. Now, I know a lot of you have turned your back on the market. I don't blame you. But for God's sakes, think about what you did. You lost all that money on the way down. in 2008. You gave all that money back. You never made any money on the way down. With me, it would have been the opposite. You lost that money. And then you decided to pull your money out. You went to bonds or you went into fixed income. Which fixed income, by the way, when it comes to low interest rates, at 0% is a killer. Is a killer. So you sat there from 2001 to where we are now. You missed the whole rally. And then some of you started to get in at the very end. You couldn't stand it anymore. You started getting in at the top, where most people get in. They always get in right at the top. When the market went up 200%, they didn't get in when the market was up 10%. Now they got in when the market was up 199%. That's when they decided to buy. That's when their managers, the 401k managers, put money to work too, by the way. So Obama's agenda is not the environment or affordable health care. It's redistribution. And he has created the biggest. He was talking last night about income inequality. Don't you think building a 200% rally where only the 1 percentile, their income went up 62%. He's talking last night about income inequality, and it's everybody's fault. He's the one that caused the income inequality. He's the one that ordered the Federal Reserve, Bernanke, to drop interest rates to 0. To go and tell the savers, you're not going to get 5% anymore. We're going to drop you down to 0.25% so that we can loan money to hedge funds at 0%. You're going to subsidize that. You're going to give up 4%, 4.5%, so you can subsidize the hedge funds so they can get really wealthy. But he didn't say that, did he? But Obama's been giving us propaganda. Bernanke's been giving all his propaganda. CNBC's been giving us propaganda. How the economy has been growing. The economy hasn't grown. Since the crash, since 2009, our economy the economic growth has been below 2% every year. Every year for the last 7 years. Are you nuts? Now that's the beautiful thing about investing in the market. The market doesn't know anything about that. Market doesn't know if it's up. Market doesn't know if it's down. It's like an airplane. You got to be your own pilot. And if you have the training like an airplane, you're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to do well. It's the same thing in the stock market. A little bit of training. Just to know, it doesn't take any time to identify, especially if you're very busy and you decide to do the PT2. It takes no time to identify, okay, let me look at the chart here. When does it tell you to get out? When does it tell you to get in? You could teach your kids this. Real easy. Real easy. Real easy. And lastly, the vets last night. He's talking about everything he did for the vets. Are you kidding me? The VA? He's done little to change the VA. Little. He's done nothing for our heroes. Why would he? Why would he respect the veterans when he has no respect for the military, no respect for the person on active duty? He's destroyed our military, for God's sakes. Just like he's destroying our country. This new TPP, all those jobs are going to Vietnam, for God's sakes. Look, now's the time to subscribe. The market's down 364 points. I'm reaching out to you, and you turn around and reach out to St. Jude. 877-600 gang. Call right now and subscribe. Join my gang.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.